Hey everybody, welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today we are going to talk about Mr. Tobias Andrion. Yeah, that's right. He's a vanilla Legends. He was from Legends. They reprinted him in Chronicles, so we gloriously have a white border version. Y'all know how I feel about that. And what I wanted to do, since I am trying to use every legendary creature as a commander, I actually had a online deck on MTGO years ago that rotated around a 2 or 3 card synergy that was all white and blue. So I thought, well, let's make an EDH version. Here is the one trick pony. That is right. It does one thing, and if something happens to it, it's pretty frail. You just lose. However, it is absolutely fun to do it, and with it, I found the maximum amount of life you could actually be at on Magic Online, which is something dumb. It's over at the time it was 32,000 something. It's like one of those programming numbers, 864. I don't know. Anyway, what it is, I will show you our one and only creature, Mr. Sarah Avatar. Now, Sarah Avatar's been rocking since it was in the Oath deck back in Urza Saga back then, and you would run Oath of Druids and the Gaea's Blessing, and you would just get it out on like turn 3. Anyway, what we're doing here is let's gain some life and kill people with Sarah Avatar. Now, here's how we do it. Sarah Avatar cannot exist in your graveyard. So, that's a beautiful thing because you don't want this as a reanimator target. When Sarah Avatar comes into play, you're going to gain life. So the idea is to find your Angelic Chorus. We have lots of life gain here. I mean, when I say lots of life gain, I mean lots of life gain. As much as you can think of for life gain. It looks pretty standard. You can play out some enchantments. It's just straight up life gain. Now, you play your Sarah Avatar. Yeah, you gained some life. Maybe you didn't. So what you're going to do is you're going to put it on the bottom of your deck. Proteus Staff is a great card. Been abusing it. It's what the whole deck's about. This is a blue card. Ignore the artifact. The colorless cost, it's blue. Let's face it, it's blue. Now, you put your Sarah Avatar on the bottom of your library, and then you flip till you hit a creature. Now, here 2 beautiful things happen. Sarah Avatar comes into play. You have all your comes into play triggers, gaining the life, doing the things, whatever. And then it says that player puts all the rest of the cards on the bottom in any order. So, since we only have one creature in the deck, it allows you to stack your deck. That's right. In any order, you don't have to shuffle. You can set your deck every turn for the rest of the game. If you need to draw some board wipe, you can set it to where you're going to draw your board wipes, which obviously there's plenty here simply because we're only running one dude. Now, so you've gained your life, you've set your deck, but the problem is, with Proteus Staff, you've got to put a creature on the bottom of the deck. But we only want one creature in the deck so that we can guarantee that we can set our deck and get the trigger off the Sarah Avatar. So that's why we have things that produce tokens. Now, we have things like one-shots. Whoa, one-shots like Spectral Procession. Mobilization is actually probably one of the all-stars of the deck simply because it's repeatable. What else we got here? We have a couple of the man lands. I chose these because they were pretty cheap and I have them in abundance. Now, the Dude Ranch is amazing. The Dude Ranch does die to, oh man, because you got to sack that land when it comes into play. So, yeah. Now, Control Magic. We're going to move on over to enchantments here. Control magic has been around forever, literally, since the game began. The beautiful part is the staff. You can steal somebody's creature, and when it's no longer useful, or maybe they've pacified it or whatever, when it's no longer useful, you can staff their creature. It goes to the bottom of their deck, and then you go through yours. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Now, anti-magic aura. I don't know why we used to call this in the AMU. I don't know. It's AMA. That's, I guess, an Ask Me Anything now. Anyway, it's a great card. Love it. For when you do actually get your Sarah avatar to stick and you want to actually start winning games with it, that's what you do. You play these and you just kind of beat face. Also, you are at all this life, and if you start taking some general damage, Pariah can help you a great deal if you put Pariah on your Sarah avatar, simply because you won't be taking the damage. Sarah avatar will be 1,000, and he'll take 10 damage. So what? So, okay, what else we got? We have got Life Chisel, because there are times when you just need to, you can sacrifice your guy to get to double your life. This is all about doubling, and if you've got the life double card, it's sick. It just gets exponential. Now, we're going to talk about a little combo here, and I've talked about this combo before. It is Mystic Decree and Island Sanctuary. Hey, during your, you can draw one less card for the only creatures to attack you being the ones with flying or island walk. Now, one less card is not a problem when you've got the old Howling Mine in play. But when you take away all flying and island walk, no creatures can attack you. So, it's beautiful. Also, Teferi's Moat helps out in that aspect. If you just absolutely have to kill a board, you can write or replicate your Sarah avatar. As big as that thing is, I doubt there's going to be better targets. Of course, you've got the Fabricate to go and find your staff. The key, a little bit of mana. Whoop. Mana rocks, obviously. Now, the Unbender Tine I have in there. Whoa, I'm just sliding cards everywhere. Look at this shit. The Unbender Tine I have in there simply because, I don't know, it's kind of win more. Hell, I guess the whole deck is win more for that fact. It's not a good strategical deck. This is just a good, have a good time deck. Now, because sometimes you may want to do it twice a turn. You may want to oh my God, so much life. Now, obviously, with the life aspect, we have the spell book as kind of a redundant copy, as well as the Library of Lang. Swiftfoot Boots makes your guy pretty good. Oh, I guess, by the way, we could also, I always forget about Tobias here. We could put Tobias on the bottom. He changed zones. He goes back to the command zone, da-da-da-da. We have, let's get to some Azorius Charm. I mean, it's just a good card to utility-wise. Now, we need to make some tokens. So let's make some good token producers. Now, this is, gosh, I don't know what they were thinking making this instant. It's so good. We have Supplet Form, which also you can either Supplet Form your opponent's creatures, or you can Supplet Form your guy to get another. Oh, it's so good. Raise the Alarm, get you some dudes. The Beacon gains you some life. Blessed Reversal is a card nobody thinks about. Nobody plays around this card. Oh my gosh. A lot of times, if they're swinging at you with a million dudes, a little 1/1s, 2/2s, this is just a one-sided blowout. Because this is a card that a lot of people don't even know it exists because it just doesn't get a lot of play. Speaking of gaining some life, we've got Chastise. If you've got that one creature that's attacking you, which is essentially exile, a little better. I do have some card draw in the form of Jace's Ingenuity. It is not Ingenuity, people. Yeah, no, I actually had a... Anyway, long story. Whisper Buyback. This is a thing I've been doing for years since Tempest came out. I bought a sealed deck. We had a sealed league, and Whisper Buyback is sick. I love it. We have the Brain Geyser and the Stroke of Genius. Now, I'm running the reconstruction, obviously, to get back the artifact. That's right. I'm running J.M. Daytome. There are better cards, there are worse cards, but this thing is a reliable 4 mana. I'm going to draw me a card. Now, Well of Ideas. I really like the Well of Ideas. It is a card drawing machine. It helps out. Now, I've got 4 cards left here. So let's start with a Johnny. A Johnny Goldmane makes a Sarah Avatar token. He gains you life. He can give your avatar vigilance. This guy, I mean, he doesn't get a lot of play, but let's face it, he's meant for this deck. Definitely. Now, speaking of cards that were meant for this deck, since we're going to be having a gojillion life, Stormherd seems to be... It does get the nod because it's just amazing. I mean, once you've spent 10 mana on 16,000 Pegasi. Yeah, it sucks when they die hard to a Pyroclasm type effect, but you know what? Hey, you were living the dream for a little while. Speaking of living the dream, with all this life, you might as well get you a Gatling gun. Because let's face it, that's what this is. If you've got that much life, this is a Gatling gun. As soon as you play it, you just start shooting people. 50 life, that encompasses most games, most players. There's not a lot of focus on life gain. And with as much focus as this deck has on life gain, it is absolutely one of the greatest cards in there. I say one of because we all know what the greatest card is. And you've got this Sarah Avatar, and it's huge. And they, you just want to make it fly. So you got to play with Jump. Y'all know how I feel about Jump. Always look for reasons to play Jump. But that's what I've got for Tobias Andrion. It's really a vanilla creature that I kind of used to build I don't want to call it a combo deck. It's easily disrupted, but it actually can win without the Sarah Avatar. I've had it happen. I've had it, plowshared or what have you. It can do it, but it's an uphill struggle. Now, I do appreciate y'all watching. Y'all let me know what you think. But for right now, it is time to shuffle and cut.